God, it's always something. So then I get a Facebook call, which always interrupts my video, and then I have to start over. So take two, Tat. This is the Empress, that's you. And I was just saying how the reason it has to be the Empress and not the Emperor is because this is indicating to me that it's important to note that you are not only just doing these things out of a sense of duty, or that's what's supposed to be, it's part of the plan, it also makes you happy. You are feeling a warmth and a joy in seeing smiles on people's faces that you have helped. And you like being able to do something for somebody that can put them in a better position or make them smile or make them more comfortable, to feel like you've contributed. That's everything right now. That's You're just getting so much joy and pleasure out of being able to help, and that's it, without any expectation of reward. That is the reward for you in your environment. So something that is impacting this situation, but that is not directly you, I feel this is family, like not necessarily just like in general family, because I mean this literally translates to like a nostalgia, but intuitively this would have to do with like a brother and a sister, memories of childhood with this person maybe are coming up, and for maybe coincidentally or for a reason, it could be like Facebook memories got to thinking, or this person drops by for a visit or gives you a phone call, maybe get caught up talking about the old times. Remember we used to do this or that, whatever. And that's impacting this situation. In which way, I'm not really sure. It might bring you back to a time, because look at all this winter. All this winter is very withdrawn and very jaded, and even when healed is very closed off. But you might have been somehow reminded of a simpler time when you were less closed off and you didn't have to worry about everyone hurting you or lying to you, and those adventures that you would have with your brother or your sister, and how much more delightful life was at that time when you didn't have to feel like you were heading into a battle every single day. How that impacts your situation, only you know, probably. Your hopes or fears. So if you hope to be this person, then this would say that you would like to learn how to approach things more methodically and slowly. And yeah, this may be because we are just talked about, the desire to cut off the emotions, at least for now. So if you want to be this person, then that would mean that you want to be the person that's focusing on responsibilities and doing things that are your duty, out of a sense of duty. But I also feel this is tied to this in a way. And I don't know how it has to do with the other stuff, but I feel like this is like a sister, and you really care about her. Of course, we just talked about, the childhood, the bond, how close you were, or maybe still are, things that you've done together, how happy this person makes you in your life. I don't know if something has happened, but you are feeling almost an immature impulse that you want to stand up and protect her, but I don't know from what. And this is just going on intuition here, so I could be way off base with that. But I just really feel that that's that person. And for whatever reason, you might feel like you need to come to their aid, like brother protector, but at the same time, you want to make sure that everything is well thought out, that you don't make things worse, that you do go by the book, and that you take your time and consider all of the angles first, which I commend you for, because that really does, even though this is an immature card, that in itself is a sign of maturity. Just say if you were going from like a fire to an autumn approach, that's definitely more balanced. The immature part of this guy is still just, it's where he is on the journey. He has still a lot of things to learn. He might think that he understands better than he really does, and some of the things that he doesn't know, he won't know until he makes those mistakes. So there's nothing bad with this. And actually, it's kind of a refreshing change of pace to see maybe that you might be switching from the whole just punch now and ask questions later just style approach to, well, let me get the information first and take a thorough approach. Now, if this is not a hope for what you want to be, then you would hope for somebody like this to appear in your life. But I don't really know. I don't know. I'm sorry. This one, I feel kind of off, but at the same time, I feel like there's something there. I'm just not quite grasping it, so hopefully you do. Hopefully I'm able to give you enough information that you can put the pieces together and it'll make sense to you. All right, so the last card, possible outcome if you continue on your current path. So you are going to get to a point where, despite the fact that you have invested quite a bit of time, energy, maybe even hope, and emotions into a certain thing, that it's just time to let it go. And it's weird though, because this already. You're already moving on from the pain. The winter is the pain, but the summer, has to do with love. Oh, and this almost makes me want to cry because it makes sense. So even though you've decided to move on from the pain, leave that behind you, not dwell on what happened, not continue to feel it, not let it dominate your life, start something new, right? But I guess I just took that to mean moving on is moving on, right? But no, I just understood now, you have moved on from the pain. Sorry, sometimes I get emotional, but you haven't moved on from the love yet. But that is the possible outcome. You're not going to let this situation, I'm not saying it's a person, it might not be. You're not going to let this situation hurt you anymore. That's already decided. But you'll realize that you also can't continue to let it, I don't want to say help you because that's not the word I'm looking for. You're protecting yourself, but also kind of still staying open that you care. You care about this situation or this person. You are emotionally invested. You may have put up protection and distance and moved on in order to protect from being hurt, but you continued to care. But at some point, you will realize how emotionally unfulfilling that is, because you've already come to the realization and understanding that this is a situation where you can be hurt and there is no happiness for you here. So then you think, well, you can just, and I'm sorry, I'm using a relationship as just an example, but I hope you can translate it if it's not a relationship. But this I can love from a distance, or hope that things we could return to after we've learned what we need to learn and get back together or whatever, and then it will work later. You continue down that path for a while, and a long time, and then realize this is not getting me anywhere. This is not what I want. I'm wasting my life. Not wasting your whole life, but this path leads nowhere. It is a dead end. This is the furthest I will ever get on it. And it doesn't matter how much time I put into it or how much energy I give it or how much love I pour into it. It will never take me where I'm trying to go. And that might be a hard realization, but it is a long time coming. You've been on this wrong path for a while, but it's taken you just until this point to see that it's definitely a dead end. And I don't want you to take that in a depressing way. That's a gift to be able to find that what we're doing is not going to work, because the earlier we discover that, the better a chance we have, the more time we have to find the right option, the right answer, and do something that does make us happy. So often we stick with choices that make us unhappy just because we spent a lot of time making them. And it doesn't matter. It's never too late to start over and give yourself a chance to find some happiness. I hope that made sense to you. I'm really sorry that I went so long this time. It happens sometimes, but I miss you. I hope you're having a good time, and I hope to see you soon. I love you. Bye.